Hey, Sassy Stuff, what's up? I'm Molly, back with Emma this week to talk about all things softball in the SEC. This week, we want to talk a little bit about Bri Ellis because she got a one-of-a-kind invitation. Emma, hit me with the facts.
So, Arkansas Razorback first baseman Bri Ellis was surprised on the mound with a golden ticket to the Athletes Unlimited Softball League draft. Commissioner Kim Nigg, after Arkansas's doubleheader versus Colorado State, delivered this to her. Ellis was overcome with emotion, said, "I can't even explain to anybody how hard that I have worked and worked and worked." Her teammate Kennedy Miller said, "It's such a big deal. Not many people get to play at the collegiate level and even less get to play professionally." So this matters. I mean, very few college athletes get to play professionally in softball. I mean, across the board, going from college to pros is very difficult, but in a sport like softball, it's even harder. There's like a more limited number of people who get to do that. And this golden ticket guarantees Ellis will be drafted, marking a transition from a college star to a pro athlete. So that is just absolutely sensational for her.
And also just what a really cool surprise, you know? Honestly, I'm a little shocked. I think she absolutely deserves it, but I totally, when I look at her against somebody like the Tennessee pitcher, Perkins, or Pickens, I really do. I weigh their stats a little bit, and I do see a bright future for this SEC softball class in general. But I think that this is an amazing moment for Bri. I think, wow, well deserved. Pat on the back, girl. You're killing it.
And I mean, her Razorback career is now wrapping up. She is
Mhm.
going to continue making an impact in the professional softball league for years to come. So that's amazing. And hopefully, her with the Razorbacks can get something going in the SEC championship. That would be amazing, or even the national championship. Let's see if she can take her team all the way there. But let's
Yeah.
talk about Ole Miss versus Georgia really fast. Ole Miss won 2 out of 3 games in Athens. The final game, Ole Miss won 5-3. Ole Miss's record now improves to 9-9 in SEC play, 33-12 overall, and Georgia drops 6-14 in SEC play and 28-17 overall. Now, for Ole Miss, their next game is going to be at home versus Tennessee, which is a top 25 team. So now Ole Miss is likely bound for the NCAA tournament, which is fantastic because of this win. So they're still fighting for a chance to host a regional. They still have their game against Tennessee and Mississippi State, but winning this game was a huge positive for them getting to the tournament.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the last few weeks of softball. There've obviously been a ton of upsets. We talked about some upsets last week on last week's episodes. I feel like we're getting to the point of the season where some of these elite teams are kind of starting to crack a little bit. And I love this. This is the spiciest time of softball for me. But being able to watch this game was incredible. Like you just said, an incredible win that kind of shows uh, that they're a contender to continue on, and they're fighters. They've got grit, and so I'm really looking forward to the next few weeks. And I mean, NCAA it's tough. Softball's tough. These girls are tough, but you just really never know in in this particular conference. And so I'm loving it. I'm loving how competitive this is getting. Really, within the last, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks, it's gotten really competitive.
It really has, and the SEC is total chaos right now. There's not a clear contender. I mean, we do have our top teams that are standing out right now, but anybody can take it at the end of the day who's in that like top 10 range. And looking at the SEC landscape, obviously Texas is still holding out strong. Their overall record is 41-6, which is amazing. They're first in SEC batting average, first in slugging. Reese Atwood has been sensational for this team with 16 home runs. They do have a big series left versus Oklahoma, which is their rival, and Kentucky. Tennessee has also been sensational this year. Their overall record is 37-9. They're the first team in ERA, and pitching duo with Pickens, like you talked about earlier, and Marjenko. They have been amazing for this team. So looking at the top contenders in the SEC, you have Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, and Arkansas with Bri Ellis. So it is going to be an amazing SEC tournament. And then going into the NCAA, I feel like an SEC team is going to win it all because we also have middle of the pack teams that make noise, which is like Florida. And so I think it's going to be a really, really fun tournament across the board.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and like you just said, I think that there are some middle of the pack here that are extra spicy, but it's interesting because when I'm looking at the layout of the national rankings, genuinely, and this is the same in a lot of sports, the SEC really does hold those like top 5 to 10 spots, and I find it fascinating, and I think when we get a lot of Big Ten commenters on here, um, I'm not seeing a ton of Big Ten right now, so to me, I'm looking at Texas A&M, Texas, Tennessee, Florida, like they're all up there, and so I'm really excited. This is, and obviously you have Bri Ellis also from the Arkansas Razorbacks, which is such a sneaky team just in general. So it is fascinating to look at those national breakdowns and look at those statistics.
Absolutely. And I mean, the final stretch is going to be total chaos. We have some great matchups coming up. Texas at Oklahoma. That is going to be amazing. And Molly, who's our Texas girl, is going to be talking about that with Joshua Morrow, who is a beloved Oklahoma softball fan. So that is going to be an exciting episode on here. And then also Tennessee is going to be playing Clemson and Ole Miss. A&M still has Arkansas and Tennessee, and Oklahoma has to play Florida as well. The SEC tournament is going to begin May 6th in Athens, so the title race is still wide open.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for another chaotic week in the SEC softball world. We hope to see you guys next week, but until then, make sure to follow, like, subscribe, comment on this video, and we will see you next week.